Hello and welcome to the CatSports Morning SportCast, a sportcast about Catamount sports.
I put that up.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
You could have consulted with me.
I didn't even buy it. I stole it.
You stole this tapestry?
Yeah.
So this is... We probably shouldn't put this on TV.
No. Hey, Gary, if you want your tapestry back, come to my house.
Oh, it was Gary?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You steal anything else? Where did this come from?
Just pride. Gary, I stole your tapestry, so if you're out there... What's up?
Is that supposed to be intimidating? What you just did?
It's kind of a gang thing. You wouldn't understand. I'm in the glass half full gang. It's comprised of me and mostly men shorter than me. We do a lot of things for the community. Most of it's bad, but a lot of it's good.
From what I'm seeing, you mostly just steal decorations.
Decorations, but then a lot of the time we give money to rich people.
Ah. So, after last week's episode, we got this old-fashioned letter in the mail. Like, not only the fact that it's a written-out letter, but also, just, you'll see in the language, it's just very old-timey. And I felt compelled to read it.
That's enough.
Why are you interrupting me?
So did everyone see Rory's cool interview with Prohibition last week?
I saw it. I did it.
I had one too. Roll it. Roll the clip.
When did you interview Bertie Hoffman?
A few days ago. Roll the clip.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Hello, I'm Taylor, and I'm here with Brody Hoffman. Brody, what year did you decide to be a goalie?
My fourth
grade year. Wow. How did I know that? I guess that when we went out to play, we had the intent on not losing. But I was indifferent. I was very indifferent from the beginning. I always have the mentality like, where are we? That makes sense? When you're out there on the ice and someone shoots a puck at you, what's your first reaction?
To get in front of it.
For instance, ask any of my players what my name is. No idea. A lot of the time I don't know why, I buy them all towels. Now, as a hockey player for UVM, do you ever feel like sort of a celebrity?
No, not really.
You ever have airheads?
No.
So, hearing from the coach, Brody, Nick, I'm in love with airheads. More than I think I thought I was. I got them recently, like an embroidered, like, weird Nike sign, like it was upside down. They still had no idea who I was. I have been calling them at night, like at random hours, just to make sure that they're in bed. And then when they pick it up, I yell, But I mean, in this business, you really can't stop to care. You know, you can't just look around and say, I'm in love with candy. You know, you gotta move on, push forward. I don't care who these people are. I came for the popcorn. Life is mostly about failing. And once you get up, say, how am I gonna fail again? But down here, fail.
So, that was maybe the most narcissistic thing I've ever seen in my life.
Near it.
All right, well, now that that's over, we can get back to the original task at hand, which was reading you this letter we received. Taylor, can you still do your Prohibition-era accent?
The smoke's getting too hot, Johnny. I'm running out of this town before they pick me up. And yes, am I going to go behind bars? Maybe one day. Not today, though.
I'll take that as a resounding yes. So now you guys will see why it's only more appropriate that Taylor reads this letter to you.
Now listen, I don't know you're trying to pull here, but I'm not the kind of sep that can't tell when he's being razzed. Last week you birds were about to discuss the ski team, but everything got balled up, and we were left with zip. You bums beat your gums all day, and these are the teams. Which is fine by me. They're all on the up, and the up, and the up. Just a cat's meow. But level with me here. Are they as good as the ski team? Horse feathers. You gotta be balled up to try that, size them to do those flyboys and tames. The result speak for themselves. We were third in the nation. Our team was hitting all on the sixes this year, but got zilch when it came to the show. Swashbucklers. I'm not trying to give you an earful here, but how about you goons hop on the trolley with the rest of them and give them the ski team some respect, eh? Gotta scream. Signed, Johnny Legsmith.
Wow. A very strongly worded and mostly misread letter.
I read that terribly.
But he does raise a very good point. We've covered a lot of different sports here, but the ski team has been getting a little bit gypped.
2 facts right now. Yes, we've gypped the ski team. Second, I fell into a booby trap the other day.
Well, Johnny Legs, we're going to heed your request. Here are the highlights from the 2013 NCAA Championships that took place in Middlebury, Vermont. The first day of the championships was the day of the giant slalom races, and the Catamounts showed out in their home state. On the women's side, Vermont had 3 racers finish in the top 11, including top 5 finishes by Kate Riley and Christina Reese-Johannesson.
Good. I was really nervous coming into the race actually today, and been thinking about it the last couple of weeks, so just like, I'm happy it ended this way today. Today, from the first run to the second run, I was kind of not that happy with my first run. I felt like I didn't really attack the course. It was kind of more coming at me. So trying to adjust that, and I felt better second run. I was more on it, more aggressive, so I'll just bring that to the slalom, just start from the first run.
Although the women's squad set the bar high, the men's team was able to keep up the Catamount's excellence in the giant slalom field. Senior Sean Higgins finished 5th on the men's side, while Jonathan Nordbotten overcame a 6th place finish on his first run to win the race for UVM. Both Higgins and Nordbotten were awarded first team All-American honors for their performances.
Good first run, and then I want to do some adjustments in for the second run. It's a tough hill to ski fast on, but made some adjustments and I went for the game plan. It seems like they worked out pretty well. Last year I had 2 7th places, but I knew I could ski better, and it's good to finally win it and to win a NCAA title. I know.
The Cats won the first day of competition, leading second place Denver by 16.5 points. On day 2, the first cross-country events were held. For the men's 10K race, Vermont had 2 top 20 finishers, highlighted by Scott Patterson's 6th place time of 26 minutes and 46 seconds. He was named a second team All-American for his performance. For the women's 5K race, Vermont's Linda Danvin Malm got 8th with a time just over 16 minutes. But the race was Anya Grubers, who won the event with a time of 15 minutes and 31 seconds. Dartmouth's Mary O'Connell finished in second place, a whopping 11 seconds behind Gruber.
It feels amazing. It's pretty unreal right now. I don't know if that just actually happened, but yeah, it's amazing. I don't not really know what to say. So I knew that I was having a good race, and then for our head coach was so excited when he cheered for me, and then everybody was so loud, and then yeah, you gotta give it all. And I kind of thought I was dying, but somehow I must have saved it.
Going into the day 3 slalom races and holding on to their first place position, the Cats looked to increase their lead over second place Denver. Familiar faces Kate Riley and Christina Reese-Johannesson had top 6 finishes again, with Reese-Johannesson finishing in second place. A warning sign for the Cats, however, as she was joined on the podium by 2 Denver slalomists. All 3 racers finished in the top 20 on the men's side. Travis Dawson finished in 11th, while Jonathan Nordbotten just missed the podium with a 4th place time of 1 minute and 39 seconds. Vermont finished Day 3 with a commanding 54-point lead over Denver. But Day 4 would prove catastrophic for the Cats, as a series of disappointing finishes in the women's 15K and the men's 20K races would result in Denver mounting the biggest last day comeback in NCAA history. Vermont would fall from 1st place to 3rd, also being passed by Utah, giving their successful season a bittersweet ending.
We're not going to dwell on today, though. We had a great season. We had 3 great days at the championship. It gave us a lot of confidence for the future. On the Nordic side, 5 of our skiers have never competed at the NCAA championships, and they did. Anya Gruber had a victory, so all in all, I'm pretty excited about 3rd place.
We obviously all hope that we could do a little better, but I think in the end we're on the podium and we can all be proud of what we did here.
So there you have it. That's our ski team. They put on a very valiant effort despite the collapse there at the end.
Yeah, I heard they got 1st place, and then someone else told me that they got in 2nd place, and then someone told me that they got 4th place. But I informed all of them that they were absolutely insane.
Yeah, they are. They can, if they're seeing the results and saying that they're in 1st, 2nd, or 4th, they are clinically insane people.
My friends are sick.
But congratulations, ski team. You did very well, and I apologize.
My
for
friends will freak out on you. You got a world of...
Despite the last day semi-collapse, that was probably the best finish of any UVM team this year. So we've got a responsibility as a show to let you know when there's some
tomfoolery.
A little bit of tomfoolery going around.
Tomfoolery.
And there's a little bit of a tomfoolery moment going on right now. Taylor, true or false? Vermont did not make the postseason in men's basketball.
Indifferent.
Pick true or false. Did the Vermont... we'll make it not true or false.
Yeah.
Did the Vermont men's basketball team make the postseason?
False.
The men's basketball team did not make the March Madness bracket, but what they did make was the College Basketball Invitational, and they took on Santa Clara. Starting off in the first half, here's Trey Blue hitting the tough fall-away jumper in the lane. Clancy Rugg grabbed 5 rebounds, including this offensive putback. Guard Evan Rockmore banged home a 3 here for Santa Clara, and the first half finished with a 27-all tie. Second half action now as Clancy Rugg pours in 3 of his 13 points. West Coast Conference Player of the Year Kevin Foster dropped 23 on the Cats, including this second half triple. A nice cut by 6th man Luke Apfeld leads to 2 of his 13 points. He chipped in with 6 rebounds as well. But Kevin Foster and Santa Clara would pull away late in the second half. Foster scored 13 of his 23 in the final period to lead Santa Clara to a 10-point victory.
Rory, may I interject?
I wasn't talking.
I'd like to talk about the men's basketball. And you know what? It's a ghost story. Once upon a time, 11 men stormed the court. But there was a curse put among them. And they all thought to one another, why are we in this sport? And they even hear the whispers of all the children yelling out their names. Ah! And then Rowley came.
If you tuned in last week, or if you're just the UV...
Tune in! Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you tuned in last
Tune
week...
in. Sorry, it's when you say
I understand. Yeah. It's me.
Tune in.
If you tuned in last week, or if you're just a UVM student that's up to date with their UVM news, you'll know that the hockey team was recently bounced from the postseason by Boston College.
By a bouncer.
In the form of Boston College. We lost the game, and now we are no
Boston
longer...
College was like, UVM, you're not on the list.
And now...
And then UVM was like, hey, what if I just Hartford, what if I just gave you my wristband? Or you gave me your wristband. You go in first. And then oh, can I go call my girlfriend? And you come out and give me your wristband, then I'll go in.
The gist is the hockey season is over. And that's a very major sport here at UVM. So there was a media day recently, and I I think it would help all of us if we saw some postseason comments by the coach and some players.
Let's go to the feedage.
I thought we made big steps this year. I don't think anybody's sitting in our locker room or in our coach's office saying, "Hey, great, we were 7th place and we're in the off season right now." We're not satisfied by any means, but I think this was part of the process of climbing back up. I think we needed to learn. We still have some glaring things we need to improve through recruiting and development of our current roster. Certainly, special teams plagued us this year again, and we have to do a better job for sure. But it would have been nice to take bigger steps. I think we could have taken some bigger steps. But again, I think it was so important for our guys to learn what it takes to be ultra competitive in this conference. It's the best conference in college hockey.
It was good to be in the playoffs again. Obviously, games didn't go nearly the way we expected, but we played hard, and just having some success in making it back to the playoffs gives guys a little bit of a positive feeling coming out of the year as opposed to last year when it was just everybody was kind of happy to be done after. I think next year's big step is, first we got to maintain what we gained this year, but we've got to make that next step to being an over 500 team and fighting for home ice as opposed to fighting for the playoffs, and making sure
The team obviously has a tremendous core group of guys coming back next year. That'll definitely propel them to what I would hope is the top of the Hockey East playoffs next year, and hopefully a championship. When I first got here, obviously there was a lot of dismay about the previous seasons and how to change that and what exactly the steps and the process would look like in order to make that change. And I think, especially in the second half of this past season, we started to finally see the results of that process and of that change. And
So there you have it.
Yeah, that pretty much some closure for not disappointing because we were worse last year. We're getting better, but not the best hockey season.
Now, Rory, my grandmother has a birthday coming up, and what would you suggest for a gift?
What does she? Maybe a gift card to Macy's.
She died in 1981. Good night, everyone.
So maybe Murder, She Wrote season 2.
That's my fucking grandmother. That's my grandmother. All right, you cannot talk about my grandmother like that.
I'm sorry.
No.
We
It's like you took that way too far.
I thought we were just joking.
When God in heaven held my grandmother, okay, she held her and went like this. You took an oath, okay? My grandmother went through 22 years of voluntary work in the military, held my mother, looked at him and said, "You took an oath." My mother, 15 years later, had me where boys looked at me and said, "You took an oath."
See, I can't even. Are we joking around?
I am so confused. I think I'm gonna throw up. Good night, everyone.